Okay, so the next one is just really thinking about combinations of vectors, okay? Now, if you find it hard to think about vectors in terms of I, j, and k, I would advise you to put them back into column vector notation. So what would the column vector of A be if it's I plus 2j plus 3k?
1, 2, 3.
Good. Okay, what would the column vector of B be if it's negative 3i plus j minus k? Good, excellent. Okay, and then the rest are just really combinations of that. So the first one is asking A plus B. Okay, so from a geometric perspective, what is A plus B actually doing? What's it actually doing? A plus B. So it's moving along A, move along the vector A, and then immediately move along the vector B. Does that make sense? Yeah? So the movement is described as 1 to the right, 2 steps up and 3 steps out. You notice that with vectors, in this case, A and B are just defined as a movement. Okay? It doesn't define where that movement starts from. It just says wherever you are now, just move 1 across, 2 up, and 3 out. Yeah? It doesn't matter where you start from. This is just defining a movement. Okay? And the same thing. So once you move along that vector A, you can then immediately move along vector B. Yeah? So A plus B means move along A and then immediately move along B. In other words, move along A and then immediately move along B. Okay? So in total, what you're doing is moving along that. Yeah? It's a straight line movement. Okay? So in other words, A plus B is going to be, well, 1 plus negative 3, 2 plus 1, and 3 plus negative 1. Okay? Now just for good practice, could you put this back into IJK notation for me?
Minus 2i, 3j, 2k.
You got it. Good. Well done. Yes, absolutely. So literally as I'm writing it here, you must underline it because it's a vector. It's not a variable, it's a vector. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But in the, I mean, because of the...
On the question, there is no underline.
That's a really good question, okay? So on the board, you notice I'm underlining my vectors. Whereas you say, well, hang on a minute, on the question, they've not underlined them. But what have they done instead? Put them in bold. Because you can't write them in bold, you have to underline them. Yeah? Okay, so have a think about this one, B minus A. What does B minus A, like geometrically, what does that mean?
Go B, then go the reverse direction of A.
Perfect. That negative in front of the A simply means go in the reverse direction. So instead of going along B, let's say B looks like this. It's the same as before, B, okay? But then instead of then going along A, you're going to go in the reverse direction to A. So in other words, you go in that direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in total, it's the same thing as just subtracting them though. So you're going to end up with negative 3 take away 1, 1 take away 2, and then negative 1 take away 3, which would be negative 4i minus j minus 4k. Is that right? Good, fantastic. Then just because I think the rest are fairly straightforward, let's just have a quick look at part 3. I just want to understand the geometric application of it. What does 6a look like? Perfect. Yeah? So you move along A, but do it 6 times. So you move along A, then you move along A again, 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 and then guess what? Move along A again. Okay? So that's the equivalent of just moving along a vector which is 6 times the length of A. Does that make sense? Okay? So what's the relationship between A and 6A? So they're just parallel, aren't they? Yeah, they're travelling in exactly the same direction. Yeah? So 6A is just parallel to A. It has to be, because it's equivalent of going along A 6 times. You're not changing direction at all. You're always going in the same direction as A. Okay? So basically, let me write it over here. This vector is going to be, well, it's just going to be 6 lots of the vector A. So 6 lots of the vector A will just be going along 1 6 times, going up by 2 6 times, and then going out by 3 6 times. So it's going to be 6i plus 12j plus 18k. Okay? Good. Fantastic.